Pep, bear in mind that the injury to Vincent Kompany and the fact that Benjamin Mendy's out, do you feel you need to sign anyone in January?
We're thinking about it. I'm honest, we're thinking about it. We are in that department, we have few players. And of course, to handle all competitions, we are in trouble, really trouble. But I can assure you anything. So we are thinking about it with the club. We check. You are going to see what happened in January.
Pep, was interesting just at the end of Sunday's game, your staff wanted you to go and celebrate with the away fans, but you were sort of no, not yet. Was that because you just feel that the job's not done yet, or what were your emotions then? Or?
No, sometimes the people expect you. Sometimes you feel you go. For example, what ridiculous I did against with Redmond. So I don't want to do that, believe me. But sometimes you do that. But sometimes you control yourself and say, okay, it's not necessary to go there. It's a lot of games to play. So we didn't win absolutely anything. So we go in the locker room calm, and the game was calm with circumstances. And of course, football, you discuss about this penalty, not penalty. Otamendi penalty is not penalty. We can discuss. That is part of the football. So I understand. And after we go to the locker room. So, but the game, it was a normal game. Fight for both teams. And I said the same. So we are happy we won, but the game was finished with draw because the save for the two shoots for Lukaku and Mata was normally is a goal. That action normally is a goal, but also De Gea made amazing saves. So I think can happen normal, and that is what it is. That is what I live in the game and after the game.
Pep, you just saying there that certain things you don't deem them necessary, maybe to go over and celebrate too much on a pitch. Is it in your mind that you have to remain respectful?
Guys,
no, yeah, but Simon, it's not. Thank you, Simon. You think to go to celebrate with your fans is part. In Germany, every team in the world go with their fans, stay there, winning or losing, go there. So I said when I arrived, when we play away after the game, winning, draw, losing, you have to go in our fans, in front of our fans to say thank you to come. So we play for our fans, and after that, even the last action of the game finished in that area. So it was in the corner, finished with Bernardo or Kevin in there. It was in front of the fans. We went to celebrate, but in normal way. We didn't make nothing exceptional. So and I think the reaction for the players after the game showed us. So and after that was the locker room. It happened what happened. So hopefully it doesn't happen. It's not going to happen again. So if and I said something else. If we were not correct or something like that, apologize to all Manchester United. Our intention was not that. Our intention was celebrate inside the locker room our happiness, because we were happy. So if the people can understand that, I'm sorry. So we were so happy. We won a derby and we want to celebrate in the locker room. If in that comment we offend for Man United, not just one player, not Jose, not the players, Man United, I apologize. So for United City. So sometimes Manchester United make a lot of, in the past, a lot of celebrations for the city. So it's part of the everything. All the managers celebrate sometimes when we exceed a little bit. But in that case, I think on the pitch after the game didn't happen. We went to the locker room and we tried to celebrate it there because I encourage to my players to do that. So because we have to enjoy that moment. We cannot. Okay, we won. Okay, we stay high. If we win, we celebrate in that day. No, because when we lose, we have to be sad. We have to feel something angry to don't happen again for the next game. That is where we live. And that would explain what happened.
So given what you just said then, is it a sign that Jose Mourinho's a bad loser the way he reacted by coming to your dressing room?
No, I didn't say no.
No, I'm asking you. Okay,
no.
Fair enough. So moving on.
You go to Old Trafford, you ask to him about that. I said,
sure.
I never had one comment about what they did. Anything.
I'm just asking you, I'm not saying...
I'm asking what we did, what we, after the game, and the players know exactly. What the others did, I'm sorry guys, I'm not the guy to answer.
Okay, so moving on, how important is the success of your team this season in terms of winning titles, Premier League, Champions League? How important are Kevin De Bruyne and David Silva? You talked about injuries before. If these two were to become injuries, hopefully it won't happen, but if they were to become injured, how difficult would it be for your team to win titles?
So you don't you want to get injured, huh? Sure, huh? Ah, okay. It's not your desire. It's not your desire. No, okay. I'm joking. I'm an interested neutral. No, okay. Listen, we're going to, of course, we're going to lose two important players, but we're going to find solutions. So, of course, they are so important players, and the season is long. But when it doesn't happen, so Gundo will be there ready. Bernardo will be ready. Phil Foden will be ready. Yaya will be ready. So we're going to find a solution to that.
Hi Pep, with John Stones and Vincent Kompany out, how important does Eliaquim Mangala become now?
Yeah, but okay, I used less. So the reason why in the half time I didn't put Mangala in the beginning, because I tried to send a message to the players, because sometimes you send a message to the players making a substitutes to say, okay, we wanted to win the game. And I want a good build up against Lukaku, and of course Dino and Nico, they are stronger in that period. After I scored a goal, and I thought is going to come in Ibrahimovic, because in the last period, in the last games, when Ibrahimovic was ready to play, always finish the games with two strikers. I decided to put Mangala in front and put a striker because I wanted more control. I have one more man in the middle to create more passes, with David Silva like a striker, and put Leroy and Rice to make a movements, runs in behind. That is what we did. But of course, the confidence in the potential for Mangala, where he played, for example, in Leicester or in the long balls, of course, is a strong player. And of course, he's going to help us, not just in that moment like Vincent and John, they are not fit, so in the rest of the season.
You didn't like his hat though. He took his hat off when he was warming up.
Sorry?
He took his hat off while he was warming up.
I don't like it. Especially because I don't like this hat the color, you know. No. To warm up is without hat.
Pep, how would you describe the spirit of this team? Because everybody talks about the quality. You see the results that you've got over the last few weeks, and also just the way they celebrate together. It does look like that is the sign of a very healthy team spirit, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. But I think the most important thing is that the spirit didn't lose last season. That is what make them confident. So, of course, when you win a lot of games, help you to create, to build that spirit. But last season we didn't miss that. We were more sad. We were more upset because the results was like not expect. But was okay. But of course, so it's impossible to achieve 14 games in a row just to playing football, just to tactics. Forget it. Helps a lot because that's why we are managers to know what the opponents they do, what they play, how we wanted to do, and the quality of our players. But of course, there are a lot of things, a lot of how we live the draw for the Champions League yesterday all together with the staff all together to enjoy the draw. Many things, how we celebrate after the games in the locker room all together, not just the players, how involved the players, they don't play, how we are involved in that. That is the basis to create something in the club, and that's why. And after that, you don't know it's just the tactic is the consequence of the results, or that is the first consequence for the results. I don't know. But I think when both can be together, you are in a stronger team and on the feet and keep fighting. Because even with 1-1, the first minute we try. In the first minute, we have the ball to try to win the game. So the people can discuss many things, but the people show we were there to try to play our game. So in Old Trafford and bigger stages, when Old Trafford is so demanding about the history, about just the presence for the stadium, we were there to say, wow, we were there. And that is, and after we draw, okay, we lose because United you have a big challenge. So you have the feeling when they arrive there, they are so dangerous. You have the feeling, you smell when Rashford, Martial win across they are there. So wow, they are dangerous, and you can lose the game. But also we demand before the game is okay. Nobody knows that, but we have to do what we have done in Napoli, in Stamford Bridge, in Liverpool at home, in Huddersfield away. We have to do that, and we did it. That's why nobody can assure you, but my feeling is right now, I don't know in the future, we're going to play the finals, and we're going to try to do that. And sometimes hypothetical, we are good enough to achieve quarterfinals, semi-finals, maybe in the bigger stages. Only I want to ask is to be that. And after, of course, the opponents play and the talent and the opponents of it count.
Hi, Pep. The last 4 games in the Premier League, they've all been 2-1. The team's obviously still showing a lot of good qualities, but the bigger scorelines from earlier in the season haven't been there. What do you think is the biggest difference there? Is it the approach of the team, the opposition, or your team a bit more
I think
tired?
I think the approach is the same. So I thought to the players to forget about it until the 2 of January, 3 of January. After Watford game, all the games will be like we live in the last period. So forget about it to score 4, 5, and 6 goals. All the games, if we win, we'll be able in that result. Because I saw the results that we can, even the top players, except Tottenham the win, everybody suffers. So I can imagine going now to Burnley game or Stoke game or this kind of games. So forget about it. But of course, we have to improve because the last game I have the feeling even 1-0, you have a one counter-attack to make it 2-0 and after 1-1. In the second half, we hit 3 or 4 counter-attack. We didn't finish for anything except one shoot for that. In our mentality, with our strikers, wingers have to be a little bit more aggressive in that. We have to improve in that because we have the challenge to close the game, and always we are still open. And when that's happened, the opponents are so good, especially in advanced stages in the knockout competitions.
Just one more, Stuart. Hello, Pep. Just on Mangala, the club almost sold him in the summer, which would indicate that you perhaps thought he wasn't the correct fit for your team. What has he done to change your mind on that?
We were clear on Mangala, we want to find a solution, but the moment we didn't find it, the first minute after I met him in my office, I said, now you are our player. You will be treated like the other one. So the reason why we want to look for another type of players, you know that. And of course, he has a quality that, for example, other central defenders we don't have. And of course, in some games, it's going to help us. So now it's part of ours. But we are maybe thinking, looking for another central defenders, but the problems with the Vincent, because with a lot of games, and now John Stones will be 4 or 5 weeks off, and the season nobody knows going to happen, and that's why in terms of injury, not just about Vincent, about Kevin or Silva, and everybody's concerned about that. Also with the central defenders, because we miss an important player, like for example, Mendy 6 months, and we have just Fabian Delph and Zinchenko, and that's why we are thinking about what we have to do in the winter time.